What's up, guys? My name is Eros. Welcome back to another episode here on Redrock. We are on episode 5. It is time for yet another adventure together. So today, we are currently standing on the wall outside of our freshly completed home and still loving it, still digging it. I love it. So after asking all of you guys your opinions, it was a pretty much unanimous agreement that the next thing that we need to work on is going to be an iron farm. Now, this is going to be a very, very special iron farm because this is not just going to be a farm. Oh no, this is also going to be the beginning of our marketplace, because of course you cannot have an ancient city without a market. So that is going to be the dual purpose of our iron farm that we are going to be building. Now, we just have to decide on where to put it. So if this is essentially going to be like our city center kind of area here, more or less, probably kind of like over that way, I'm thinking-ish, then I suppose we should probably put our market, I'm thinking, over here in this area. This is, yeah, I think this is probably going to be good. Now, we do have a bit of elevation to take care of. That's one of the things we're definitely going to have to do so we can make some proper room over here for market stalls and everything, and just kind of close to the coastline. I think that'll probably fit well, actually. So I've been putting a lot of thought into it. I think this is probably going to be kind of the best area for like the actual market and everything. Not super close to the sea or anything, but close enough that it makes sense for a coastal city. So let's go ahead and start out, first things first, by taking care of some of this terrain. And I think, yeah, I think that that's how we're going to get started.
And now, what was once lush, waving hills in the distance is barren. But we have room to work with now. So, I have been doing a lot, obviously, over here, clearing everything out, got rid of the trees, leveled out the terrain for the most part. Still have a little bit to do here, but that's okay. So, I'm thinking that probably over in this area is most likely where we are going to put our iron farm and essentially our marketplace that we are going to have. I'm thinking just about here. It is a fair ways away from our house, and that is actually intentional, because since we are going to have those special blocks like the smithing table and all of that stuff in our special room over there, we actually are going to need our iron farm and our marketplace to be far enough away that those blocks will not actually interfere with any of the villagers. So one thing that we need to do is we need to get the actual structure built up for what will be the farm, and we also need to get our hands on some actual villagers. And I'm thinking what the best bet may be is to try and get some zombie villagers over here and convert them, because I think that that is going to be the most reliable way to get some villagers that are fresh and not attached to a city or anything like that. So we are going to get them all the way over there. We'll make sure that our bed is removed temporarily so that they don't potentially link to it, even though it's very far away and they shouldn't. Better safe than sorry. So let's go ahead and start with the structure. And for now, we will probably just build it out of cobblestone. But eventually, it'll have a very similar... Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Eventually, it's going to have a very similar look to kind of the aesthetic that we have here. So as we build up, essentially, stalls and everything for the marketplace, because I want to be able to interact with the villagers and use it as a functioning market, it's going to have, you know, this kind of aesthetic going for it. So let's go ahead and grab materials, and let's get this thing built. So, we now have our villagers. I was able to get 2 different zombie villagers during one of the recent nights, and I was able to get them both converted. So we have 2 very fresh villagers that have never been part of a village, so these guys are going to work out great for our purposes here. So now the next step is to clear out the space for the actual farm and to make a ton of beds so we can get these guys breeding, hopefully, which thankfully one of them has a very, very lucrative paper trade, especially since we just cured them of their dead status, basically. So all we need to do is we need to get these guys breeding to get up the, 20 villagers that we need, I think, is the ideal number. So we need to get 20 villagers total, which means we need, I think, at least 20 beds. I'll have to double check just how the breeding mechanic works, so that way I know how to get these guys multiplying here. And I need to dig a big, I think it's, a 10 by 10 hole, all the way, well, not all the way down, but down by about like 5 or 6 blocks, I think. Something like that. Because this is actually going to be kind of implanted into the dirt, or into the ground, I'm actually going to be using a design that I saw Prowl use, and I will have a link to that down in the description. It is a combination iron farm and villager trading center, so that is going to be pretty useful for us to make our market and everything here, and eventually our docks and all of that, because of course you can't have a thriving city without a thriving commerce as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all dug down and get some of the structure built up, and also get these guys breeding. So put them in a bit of a chamber that can hold everybody until they grow up, so that way we can make sure there are no children as well as no nitwits, because that will affect our farm. So let's go ahead and let's make some time pass. So, we got the space cleared out, and the villagers have been busy. So we've got pretty much the bottom layer of the farm done. I've just been kind of getting it ready to build up the next layer, how it is kind of sunk in here. And I kind of got to do some terraforming to work it into the surroundings, but I want to get the actual farm done, so that way we can use it. And then up here, you can see our horde of villagers. So thankfully it was 1-to-1. They filled up every bed possible. So as soon as I had enough beds in here and gave them food, and I did trade with a couple of them to make them happy, and these guys have still kept their super, super low prices, which is awesome. And I most definitely do not have a bunch of nitwit heads now. Don't ask. And they saw nothing. Stop looking at me, all of you. You and your judgmental eyes. I didn't do it, I swear. Alright, guys. Our project, our iron farm, and our marketplace, aka our villager trading center, is almost done. There's only a couple of things we have left to do, and that also means that there's a very special ingredient that we have to get. And unfortunately, this is where we have to get it from. So, let's very carefully make our way over here. Hopefully there are no magma cubes too immediately close by. Let's see, is that one I can reach safely? It is, okay. We're just going to, stop it. There we go, okay. 1 bucket of lava should be plenty for what we need. And now let's get back in the portal before a magma cube finds us. Begone, foul creatures! Leave me alone, in other words. Alright, cool. So we have that. It's because the lava is what is going to be used in the harvesting chamber, shall we say, for the iron golems. So let's go ahead and get over here, and then we can go ahead and get the last couple steps done that are necessary to get our iron farm up and running. And there it is, looking pretty fine. Looking really simplistic, actually, right now. But that is okay, because soon, very soon, it will not. So one of the few things we have left that we need to do is we need to get the water in place on this top layer, because this is originally where our villager breeding area was. So it was a little bit occupied up until very recently. So let's go ahead and get that part done, and then we just have to fill in all of the water here as well. And then we just have to give each of these guys their workstations, and this should start pumping out pretty much immediately thereafter. So let's go ahead and put one there. And another one next to it right there. There we go. And then we just got to go all the way down. And now it is complete. All of our villagers have their workstations, and they are working their little pixelated behinds off. Let me tell you what, you can hear their furious work ethic going, just with the tick-tick and the grind and the shuffle of the papers and all of that, and they are working hard. Now, the only thing that is left to do as far as the villagers go is I have to cycle through their trades and everything, which basically means removing this block and then replacing the block and removing it and replacing it for each and every one of these guys until they give me exactly what I want. But that is something that I will probably be doing off camera because I just don't feel like sitting here and doing all of that right now. So if everything has gone according to plan, which I do believe that it has, let's go ahead and let's hop up top and show you what we've got so far. We've got our water streams in place and everything is looking good. Everyone is working hard. So if we come down here and we take a little look-see peekaboo, we should see, haha, iron golems. Lovely. Okay, now I just need to carefully place this lava down here. There we go. Perfect. Oh yes. And that should do the deed, so to speak. So there is that. Unfortunately, this also produces quite a few kitty cats, and sadly, I will not be able to save them all. So their sacrifice shall not be in vain. That's the word I was looking for. That was really pathetic. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get our collection system into place really quick. Pick up this iron so it is not lost. Let's not get... hello there. Oh, now you're both down here. That is not okay. I'm gonna have to help the job along, apparently. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and now I gotta get... Ow, 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 ow. Your turn. Come here. Come here. Gotta get rid of you guys, so that way I can get these hoppers in place and be able to collect you without having to be down there myself. Oh, now I gotta just punch the guy? That's not cool. Alright, axe then. Okay, and now, before another one falls down here, there's that, there's that. Let me... Ow, I keep jumping into the lava. Ow. I don't want to die. And I don't have an axe on me. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm so sorry, kitties. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me go ahead and get this done really quick. Sticks, and then thankfully we picked up plenty of iron already. Let's go ahead and just make a pickaxe really quick so we can go ahead and finish with the collection system down here. And I will most likely end up putting an item filter on this to get rid of the poppies, because obviously those are just flat out not necessary. We do not need all of the poppies that we are going to be getting from this, but that is okay. That'll be a I'll do that eventually kind of thing. So there is that, and oh, that is such a terrible sound. I'm so sorry, kitties. I'm so sorry. Oh, you survived. Okay. Well, if some of them survive, I probably will end up taming them, but there it is. Look at that. The iron just pouring in already. Look at this. We've been sitting here for maybe 5 minutes, and we've already gotten 27 iron out of it. I say 27 because we used some for this. But look at that. Ready? And then just like within a second or so, give it just a second. We should have another one any moment now. Any second. Ready? 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 Come on. Come on. Don't keep me waiting. Give me another one. Give me another one. Come on now. Now it's trying to play hardball now. Now that I'm sitting here watching it, Now it wants to be slow and not give me another iron golem. Well, that is okay, because we can come up here and get a better view of the show, shall we say. So this is where they will spawn in, both here and the layer up above. And in fact, if we go ahead and hop on up here quickly, we'll probably see one. And you're not supposed to be up here. Get down. Get down. Get down. Huh. Okay. So I guess I need to slab this top part then. Interesting. Okay. That is okay. That's an easy fix. I'm glad we figured that out now before I went like AFK and ended up with a ton of those guys up there, because that would not work well. But needless to say, technically speaking, this is done. We are good. We have a working iron farm and a villager trading center, which is pretty flippin' nice to have, I gotta say. I'm happy about that fact, for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and just finish topping this off here. I gotta make a few more, of course. But there it is. So I will work on getting all of these guys, their different professions and everything. Oh, lovely sound. Their professions and everything between episodes, because that is going to be a very grindy process, but that's okay. And I also need to work on getting some decorative bits and bobs in place for this to make it look a bit more like a marketplace. But that should not be too hard to do. So, thankfully, our mission today was a success. We now have a very big step forward and a very reliable source of iron, which means we can start making some pretty fancy machines here in the future with pistons and hoppers and all of the good stuff and all that stuff. And we might even be able to sell some of the iron and get ourselves a shop. Plus, we can probably sell some of these villager goods as well, which means I'm already brewing an idea for our first shop here very, very soon. So keep an eye out for that. But as for today, guys, that is all the time that I have. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like on the video, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the adventures yet to come, and make sure you share the video with somebody else so that they can enjoy it too. And until next time, guys, peace and love, everybody. Bye-bye.